Hi everyone. Today here I am again Shahnaz Begum, your host of 360 Talks podcast studio. Today I have come up with another story with another amazing guest with us who is Mr. Quentin Picardo, who handles a massive experience on Amazon and more other marketplaces in mainly USA and more other countries. Today, we are going to learn a lot of strategies and how to handle marketplaces, how to deal with the products, what kind of insights we have to learn. So, we are going to discuss today all those things with him. So, thank you
Thank
so
you for having me here, Shanaz. It's wonderful, and thanks for even making me comfortable before even
much.
getting onto the show.
I'm so happy to have you here because I just love the energy you hold whenever you come. So I just love that. So let's start with the same energy.
All right.
And let me ask you some questions, which, as personally, I wanted to ask,
Sure.
like how you started, when you started your business, and what driven you to start an e-commerce handling business.
I started by mistake, not by choice.
Mhm.
This was in 2014. I'm actually an ex-hotelier. I've worked in hotels around the region, Eastern Europe, and then again back over here. I got into e-commerce towards the end of 2014, and it just so happened that one day, while just it was the year my daughter was born, and just hit my head and met a few friends of mine who were linked with me when I was working in Eastern Europe, and one of their spouses was working in Amazon those days in Germany. Said, "Why didn't you sell on Amazon?" I said, Doesn't make sense to me. I'm a field sales guy, and the hospitality sales is the only thing I've understood so far."
Okay.
Uh,
So you found the gap.
I found the no gap as such. I just made a few mistakes,
Okay.
to be honest with you.
Okay.
I took in a few cables with me and tried to sell it. These are those chargers and things like that. And I couldn't sell even a single piece.
Okay.
What happened was the gentleman who assisted me, he says, "All right, I'm going to try and help you with this." So a week later, he tried to sell it and he sold about 500 pieces in a matter of a week's time, 4 days to be precise.
Okay.
And there was a dollar item I had invested in, and we sold it at about 25 euros a piece.
Okay.
And I took it in my suitcase from here, from Dubai into Germany.
Okay.
And my wife panicked at that time. She said, "You'll get caught," and stuff like that. And I did not. I wouldn't advise anybody to do that kind of a move.
Okay.
So after that, I did quite a few items from here. I found the gap in, I was doing some of the local products from here, like the camel milk soap and stuff like that. It did wonderfully well for about a year or two. Then I moved on to baby toys, wooden toys. I'm talking about those dollhouses and kitchens that are about 5 and 6 feet tall. So we did a full container load, failed miserably at that. It
Okay.
took a year's failure, and I can write a book on how not to do things.
Okay.
All right. Then I took on an agency in Germany itself, and they helped me sell out what I couldn't do in a year in about a month and a half
Mm.
approximately. And it was a small investment at that time. It was about $13,000 for that full container.
Okay.
They sold it out. What I couldn't do in a year,
Mm.
they sold it out in a month and a half at 75,000 euros.
Mhm.
So I said, okay, this is something I understand, sales and handling a sales team. So took on the person from that agency, and for the last 11 years, he handles the operations out of Europe as well for us. And the rest is history. Then we started over here in the UAE about 5 years ago,
Okay.
just a little after Amazon had come in.
Mhm.
And we started assisting clients locally too, and then also some local manufacturers to take them into the US and European marketplaces,
Mm.
not
Okay.
just Amazon. Yeah.
Okay. That's really good because most of the time we see a lot of gaps or we find difficulty to like buy or certain things, but we don't easily jump onto the business for that. So I think that's a courageous move, I believe. So, Quentin, so much time you have been doing this, the marketplace handling. So, what is the one major mistakes you believe that other agencies are doing to the clients, which you identify and you don't repeat the same in your company?
Well, something that even I experienced as a customer to an agency, and I see that happening a lot even today. is a lot of agencies are more interested in that retainer fee than telling the client to their face that, what product you've got, unless you make changes, it's not going to fly, it's not going to sell. Simple as that. Sometimes it's as small as packaging. Packaging makes a world of a difference. Sometimes it's as small as combination products. Sometimes it's just that the product has lost its age. You need to tell the customer, kill it, reinvest in another product, or offload that product, or literally dump that product.
Okay.
No, they still continue charging them, still spend on ad budgets and all that, keep promising, and then you don't end up with any kind of delivery.
Okay.
This is the ongoing mistake that I keep seeing.
Okay. So, as an agency, when somebody is coming to you with their e-commerce handling, so do you provide advices as well? Okay, because there should be a certain number of products. With that, if you start an e-commerce business, it will be profitable. If they are coming up with a lesser number,
Right.
or they are planning for a business for a
Right.
product which likely not sellable easily, so do you provide the consultation and advise the client that?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Bang on. You hit the right note. So, Shahnaz, what really happens here is, since we provide a 360-degree solution, and when I say 360, I really mean 360, right from product development, where we are talking to the manufacturers literally how to create the product that is more aesthetically connecting with the customer, how it provides the solution to the customer, so on and so forth, right down to the packaging. All right. Post that, we are even working with them alongside to deliver the right kind of packaging, because sometimes you just make too broad a packaging, and then you're paying unnecessarily higher fees for oversized packaging and delivery, which makes no sense. And then the next thing that we assist with is also the photography,
Okay.
the content writing, the editing, the A/B testing on the product, right? For the picture and the content and all that sort of stuff. Most agencies that do exist offer a bracketed kind of solution. They do either the PPC or the listing creation, or a combination of listing creation and PPC. But the hard service is literally to talk to the manufacturer to ensure the product is designed in a certain way that the customers would relate to. Also, moving the product. So we're in tabs with a lot of we've got a lot of partners when it comes to logistics.
Okay.
On ground over here, on ground in whichever part of the world, and taking them across into the US or European marketplaces as well, because we also encourage them to have their own Shopify stores and not just Amazon, so that they can do self-delivery and handle their own data, for repeat customers as well. So this kind of solution is where they need the assistance, because manufacturers are great at manufacturing their product, but let us do what we do best and they do what they do best. Simple as that.
True. Okay. So, what type of clients you usually get?
Like I said, manufacturers are number one, brand owners are number two. And it all depends on how low they've gone to manufacture and produce their product in terms of cost. So their cost of goods sold, or their COGS. Brand owners I've seen, and it's not rocket science. A lot of brand owners out there are producing it at a certain percentage, and when they're selling it, it's anywhere between. I've seen some of the sellers who are really smart and they've gone the extra mile to build a product where, just to give you a case scenario, where they're building it at about $10, but they're able to sell it for 150 and above.
Okay.
That's about 1,500 times more, right? In terms of percentage. So if you've got a smart manufacturer like that as a client, great. You who know you have the bandwidth. You can call on influencers. You can go crazy on marketing. It's not going to eat up into your product cost so much, which still ends up giving the customer profitability. Because if you're not making the customer profitable, no agency can hold on to their client. Yes, every agency can create content, create the structure on advertising and all that, but that doesn't guarantee literally a sale, right?
Okay.
So yeah. So the ideal customer would be somebody who's a manufacturer who has that margin. Resellers, if you're just buying and reselling, you don't have that kind of margin. So manufacturers or private label owners or brand owners, they're the best ones to work
Since
with.
they stay in the game for longer.
For a long time, yeah. They've put their skin in the game.
So, after 2020, the world how sees about the marketing or purchasing
Right.
products, the game has been changed totally. So we can see that a lot of brands have come up. Still, people are moving towards e-commerce. People have changing their buying choices from in person to online. Most of the people are moving towards that. So, what kind of more enhancements you are as a e-commerce handling company you see that gonna happen in next 5 years?
So, to be honest with you, we have already started seeing
Mm.
change. We're trying to implement certain change amongst our agency as well. In terms of services, connections, logistics, last mile delivery, the whole prep centers,
Mm.
how to work with and all, to make it move a lot faster.
Okay.
Quick commerce has come in as well of late with these few minute deliveries and all that. We're trying to loop in with them as well, so the customer gets the best benefit and all sellers get the best benefit out of it. There is a lot of tools out there right now that does quicker turnaround time in terms of content, in terms of imaging, in terms of videos and all. I said, go ahead, give it a go, try it out, make those mistakes. Because if you're not making those mistakes
Mm.
today, you're not going to survive tomorrow. Simple
Okay.
as that.
So I have one big question which I've always had because I also tried to do this thing, which is like to come up with some products and sell it. But I discovered that you should have a decent amount of product line categories and understanding the market gap for that product and the region's customer mentality and things. And so, what do you think that how much of your clients have this clarity?
So that's a very interesting question because for this region where we are, it's a beautiful region. We're a tiny population, which is amazing,
Hmm.
right? You don't have to go crazy and buy large quantities of a product. Over here, what really works
Hmm.
is a variety of products and smaller quantities. So your investment is spread well. In places like the US and Europe, now if you take for US, for example, just last month, if you look at websites that give
Hmm.
you the stats like SimilarWeb or SEMrush and stuff, US had 2.5 billion visitors, and the UAE had about 22 or 23 million visitors on just the Amazon dashboard, right? And that same 1%, if you have tools like Helium or Jungle Scout or whatsoever, you'll be able to see the difference in US and here.
Okay.
All right. So we are, in terms of sales, we'd be 1% in comparison. In the US and Europe, you would concentrate on launching one to three items.
Okay.
Over here, you can go bonkers and do about 20 of them and try selling 10 to 100 pieces each in a month. You could, it's still not expensive to invest in that.
Yeah.
Versus Europe and US, you have to have that because the time and that you'd invest. You'd plug in an influencer as well, a micro or nano influencer, do a barter deal with them.
Hmm.
So when your product starts to spike and sell, you have enough stock to sell it out. Over here, you can replace quite easily.
That's it's a
It's
very good
region to region. It's a lot
region to
different
region. Yeah,
in
it's
terms of
changed.
the study. Yeah.
But in this region, I believe a lot of people are enthusiastically coming up to sell and things and all. But I guess there are some issues there for good sales to do here. So you have any insights for this?
Over here, you need to stick to, a new wave of energy that's there, which is
Uh,
all about influencers, content writing, putting your product out there. You should be talking about your
mm,
product. Don't expect it that it's placed on a marketplace and it's going to sell. That's not going to happen.
okay.
You need to speak about it or get somebody to speak about it. That's where your investment needs to be. So it doesn't really matter whichever part of the world you are, you're going to sell the product for sure.
Mm.
So anybody who comes up and says, our products are not selling, we've invested so much in marketing and stuff like that, you end up looking at their structure. Yes, they've placed the product out there. It's like data is just moving in front of somebody's eyes,
Mm.
but it's not really speaking to the buying audience,
Okay.
right? So you need somebody to talk about it. And now it's gotten a lot simpler with influencers out there who can talk on your behalf, who can speak about the product on your behalf and all that. So you don't end up talking about it. And it's a tinier investment than just throwing out money for clicks.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true because if even in this region you can succeed as a e-commerce business when you have a manufacturing unit here or you have identified such product in from China or some places and you are ready to bring in a export in such level with a proper marketing, I guess you still be able to like succeed in selling.
Surprising enough, Shinaz, I've met manufacturers over here who've been here for years
Mm.
and they've catered to the local market and the market around, which is the GCC and some parts of Africa.
Mm.
Now they are going into the US, wherein they always had the strength and capacity to go into
Okay.
that marketplace. Now, that's the largest consumer market in terms of the numbers when it comes to Amazon and things like
Okay.
that, right?
Mm.
But yes, they did start here. So whenever anybody says, no, we are a tiny market, not at all. This is a perfect breeding ground to make your mistakes and make them small. It doesn't cost you as much.
Okay.
When you go directly into literally the belly of the beast, you're going to pay quite a high value in your losses. Yes. Lose and lose small over here. That's what I'd advise.
Okay. Okay. So for the people who are in India or in this country or many other country, people try to sell it on Amazon US.
Yes.
So how much it is possible and what kind of procedures they have to follow?
A lot of people try doing this thing wherein they can sell it from whichever part of the world into the US without being present over there.
Yeah.
And you are not going to capture that much. It's always best. That's why they have the FBA program where you send your goods into the Amazon warehouse. So I would suggest always open a license over there, open your trademark over there, open your tax numbers, your bank account and all. Keep it completely legal so they know they're buying it from a genuine seller. And then you take your step and leap into that country. Just by saying, okay, I'm connecting the dots. I've got a store here. I'll open one there and I'll ship it from here. It takes 10 to 15 days, so on and so forth. Nope. You're not going to compete with people who are actually there, right?
Okay. So as per your experience, what type of categories are always evergreen and anybody can start a business?
Yeah, I call them the mutual funds. The mutual funds are always lifestyle,
Okay.
home,
Mm.
kitchen. And then you've got the evergreen one. And don't quote me on this, but in general business, if you are sticking to two businesses, they are even crisis proof. One is birth and death.
Okay.
Anything linked to these. So when it comes to birth, baby products are amazing to work with,
Okay. That's nice. And when it comes to marketplace handling and selling and doing the marketing of a whole process, what kind of difference a client will get from other agency to your agency? What is your USP?
Our USP is the 360-degree solution. Yes, we do some project work, but generally clients that come to us
Yeah.
are master manufacturers or master brand owners. They know how they've created their product, but they need their product handled.
Okay.
So when they need their product handled, they come to people like us. And there are agencies out there, no doubt, that do brilliant jobs about marketing or content writing or listing. But they don't want to talk to so many different people, right?
Okay.
Right from, they want to speak to somebody saying, here, we've built the product. You come into our house, you collect the product, and you take it and you manage it right to the end where it sells. Come back to us, tell us that we need to plug in more product. That's what we are. That's what we do. Complete 360. So every bit of noise in between we handle. The client doesn't get to hear any of that noise. So if you want a noise-free atmosphere, you can hit us up.
That's great. So even though as an agency you do your 100% on making the marketplace perfect and things and all, but still sometimes it may happen like still the client face a loss or not up to
True.
the sales
Very true.
because of their end some gaps are there. So what kind of challenges you face with the clients when you do your part of job properly, but on the other hand something is going wrong? So what can that be?
True, and this is advice to a lot of manufacturers and brand owners. Having product ready right in time. What we've noticed is manufacturers and brand owners are apprehensive until the last product sells out. And when I say this, I'll explain it how. So let's say, for example, a client has sent about 3,000 units into the country.
Okay.
All right. And we see a trend within the first 1-2 months or something that certain items are going to sell out. All right, really quickly, we need to fly in a few products or sail in a few products because we're able to forecast that this is going to get empty in about another 45 days or so.
Okay.
All right, so we inform the customer. Customer says, no, you know what, first let's make money on the other products that are selling. And then by then, all the work that you've done for the algorithm to work in your favor has all diluted and died out.
Okay.
All right, so that is one mistake. They should listen to their agencies when they are understanding that they've taken time, their expertise has come in, they've really understood the market. that how inventory management is done on these ecosystems, because when you're talking about moving it from country to country, you lose anywhere between 30 and 60 days on transportation time.
Right.
You use 15 days inland handling. They're both sides. So you've literally lost out on 3 months. So when you're told that this is going to get empty in about 45 days, you do have to plan how many do you send by air and how much do you send by sea. That's number one. Number two is when you're saying to get your trajectories going high, in terms of marketing, in terms of influencers, try not to dilute it and say, what, instead of 25 micro and nano influencers to move your product high, just deal with 1 and 2. That's another blunder that I've seen go sideways.
Yep.
So these are these small little
Small
things
little things.
that that owners can influence the sale on. All your agencies, everybody is equipped enough to handle the marketing dashboards and so on and so forth. These are few decisions as owners need to make that can hamper the sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Or
it's
protect
like
the
you're
sale.
not doing a magic, you're also working on some third-party platform, and they also have to take care of their
Yeah.
business in a way. So it's not
Absolutely.
that I'm just gonna start a business and
Yeah.
come and give this agency and you have to do all the things. It
Yeah.
should not.
Yeah,
like-
you would know it from lead generation, right? In
Yeah.
what you do. As a company, I've complained to you numerous amount of times, Shanaz, and I've told you that,
Yes.
you know what, lead generation, we're struggling with it. We've plugged in all these tools and all that, but it has to go its round on A/B
Correct.
testing. We have to spend the money before it
Yes.
really starts to churn out well for us, right? Yeah, so it's the same way.
So do you think the clients feel it's expensive, like a manufacturer or a product line, a huge product line people as well, and they come to you along with the service charge, the ads and things like that? Do you get this question that it's expensive for
True.
the ads?
Yes.
And all?
So what really happens is with manufacturers and brand owners, not as much. But if somebody who's just starting up and trying to create a brand and things like that, they
Yeah.
don't see the numbers, they can't see the forecast, they do say it's expensive. But most manufacturers tend to see the value addition in it because they can't deploy a team of 20 and 25 to do every area of work that an agency would do for them, right? Right from logistics, the entire supply chain on it, the entire photography, the content writing, the marketing, handling all different. You require specialists for different marketplaces.
Yeah.
You require somebody to build up your Shopify as well, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to handle the hiring and managing those people where we give that to them. So yeah, they understand the value. And once they understand the value, they do not really complain about the price.
Yeah.
So you have to ensure that they have.
But you need a confidence to convince them and the support to be provided.
True, and that's one thing I've never, in all these years, and knock on wood for that, I haven't had to convince them. What we provide is convincing them enough for about the last 11 years now. Yeah.
That's great. So, is there any client story you have which, like, they have been struggling on selling or how to handle the marketplace? They already have a lot of works on daily basis and things and all. With that, they couldn't able to handle this. They making mistakes, and you and your agency have taken over and given excellent results.
So I'll give you one client that we couldn't assist, and one client that came to us after failing for about 7 months or so, 7-8 months, and then we turned it around. So there was one particular customer who came in with something that was with something like a sanitizer, but with a moisturizing compound in it and stuff like that, but way too late to enter into the market, and was sitting on a ton load of units. In short, was about, I think, somewhere around a ballpark of about $1 million, give or take, in terms of units that he had, products. Yeah. And we tried, we genuinely did try. And I think we took on that project without really thinking it through at that time. That was really a learning moment for everyone. And now everyone in the team also understands it. Just because we have to hook a client, cannot just take on clients like this without having the understanding that client is just not going to grow. No matter what we tried, it was just not able to move. Ultimately, the client literally had to dump the product.
Okay.
We tried it on all different channels, all different platforms. He entered it too late. That's the thing that we should have been upfront with him at that time to tell him, no, this is just not going to fly. And he had already changed hands with about, again, 5 agencies or so before that. So we should have learned from it. Then on a positive note, okay, a client that came to us about 7-8 months later had come to us with, I think this was kind of overlapping with two categories. There was home and lifestyle and baby, because they had something with silicone. So they did some plates as well, and they had some other items that was silicone household items too.
Okay.
What they did was they had mixed and merged and placed it all under one store,
Okay.
where it requires its separate concentration. It was as simple as that. They had gone to other agencies, they had built up something, and it was really lovely what the agency had built up. But the only thing that was missing, again, what we spoke earlier in one of your earlier questions, agencies need to be a bit clear with them. And that's a must, because what really happens is they delivered what the client asked. They built it all together in one page or one website or one app. And what they missed out on is the focus that
Okay.
these are two separate categories. They tried to combine it as one. The minute we separated it and concentrated on individual product selling rather than selling the store by itself, there's nothing special about the store. It's the product that it contains, right? It's not who you are, it's always what you do,
True.
right? So once we started to make those tweaks and all, they saw signs and changes within a month and two, and we still hold them after 6 years. Yes.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, we are end of our podcast. I usually bring people on my podcast, which is 360 Talks. In this, the entrepreneurs usually I bring on, but I invite them with just simple one thing. It clicked by having a conversation with them. I feel something unique on them. I only bring them on my podcast show. I'm not
Oh,
towards
thank you so
anything.
much.
It's not a promotion, nothing. It's just I just like the person, some vibe. I
Thank
feel
you.
good about it, and I just ask them to come on a podcast. So that's how we do this podcast show. So I just reveal this thing also the end of the podcast. Usually,
Oh,
the person
brilliant.
don't know, and there
Yeah,
is a
it's
very
top
good
guard.
flavor out of it. So this might be like very good eye opening for you also. Like I go and see that details on a person. So I saw you somewhere on a training, and I wanted to do a meeting, a one to one
Yeah.
basically with you. And then I got this gala opportunity to do the MC, and I decided myself that I'm not gonna do that. I didn't take it. I already told them that I will not take this. Then I came to know that you are the pair for me, and I'm gonna do the gala event
Yeah, that
with
was a
you.
fun moment.
Then I changed the mind, and then I said that I will do.
I'm glad.
And I told everybody that I'm gonna do one to one, and I'm gonna do the gala only because he's there. No other reason. Because I just love the energy
Appreciate.
on the training I saw you, and I really love the way how you
Yeah.
speak, how you handle things, the energy. Usually, when we meet people, either you get neutral or good, bad energy,
Yeah.
right? But when I saw you, I felt that 100x energy, which I've never met anybody like that.
Yeah, because what usually happens is, I mean, I saw you, you were pretty composed, right?
Yeah.
When I met you the first time. So I had, and most people that know me, I have a lot of double meaning jokes. Everything has a double meaning to it, right? So I had to bite my tongue many a times and keep myself composed in the beginning when I started talking to you.
Yeah.
But then I think I couldn't hold it in any further.
Because I
started-
told my husband, to my friends, my chapter members, everybody, that see, this is a guy who can be like good friend with me. Because I am also like that, but I don't show that much because I actually would go in a different direction.
Right.
Because I'm a female or I'm a business owner. So I also keep myself composed. But I felt like you will be the best friend for me if I keep in touch with you, if I got to know more about you.
Thank you.
So that one thing I really loved about you, the energy you come up with, and it's really good, and it gives to people also that environment to like go ahead and be happy in that moment. It feels really good, and I really like that way of thing with you, and the smile and how you dress up. Every single thing what you did, I was really charmed about that.
Thank you so much. And likewise, I must say the same, especially in your red long coat that you had come in with that day. Yeah.
So I'm so happy to have you on the gala. So however it went, but I was so happy about that and inviting me on the podcast and have you in my network mainly. I'm so glad and happy that I met you.
Thank you so much. I must say the same. My God, you said so many good things. I really was caught off guard over there. Thank you once again for having me on the show. I've enjoyed everything over here. and looking forward to stay connected and obviously conducting business together as well pretty soon. Thank you.
And on our podcast, we have a question which our previous guest left a note for the next guest.
Okay.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
And what is the one thing makes you move forward and stick to the same business over and over?
I still haven't seen 100% success in it. So I keep telling myself every morning, it's 10% only today, another 10 to it. I get back to that 10% the next day. It's only 10%. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's how I'm leaping for. Yeah. I cannot say this loudly, but most businessmen who don't hold high degrees come from the university, which is one of the most affluent universities ever. It's called UFU or USU,
Okay.
and we're all alumni of that. I don't know if I can use words like that on this show.
It's okay.
It's called Universities of Screw Ups or University of Fuck Ups. Once we hit our noses to the ground and stand back up, right, and that's when we start to learn more and more. Keep standing down. All of us have metal noses then by the end of it, right? That's where the real learning comes from. So every day it's 10%, 10%, 10%. And you have a lot more to achieve.
That's really good. And what is the one question you want to ask the next guest?
Support the youth. They're coming up with brilliant ideas. This first time I heard it when I heard that speech from Jack Ma and how he hires and works with people who are younger. I'm having the opportunity on a daily basis to deal with the younger audience in our team. Their ideas are insane. Sometimes it makes me run a lot faster along with them just to cope with the conversation. You know, I have to read up on things just to have an intelligent dialogue with them. So if you're cutting them off, that's not right. You know, give them the opportunity, let that news come to you, let that information come to you, and get comfortable with being uncomfortable in that situation and give back.
Yes. I will ask that question and I will give you the answer for this. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for me to the show. And I really loved the answers you gave today. And I hope all your audience will learn something out of this and they will come to you when they need.
I hope so as well. Thank you very much. It's just been brilliant. Thank you.